9 to 5, put the work in. Flaws and all, I love them all.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Riri from Texas. Today is going to be a very simple video, but yet very much needed. So, of course, we still got these large knotless braids. I am going to be taking these braids down in this video. This may be the only part that I actually talk through the video. I am just going to be removing my braids from start to finish, basically showing you the correct way to remove any form of braids, whether it be knotless, box braids, traditional, however, to correctly remove them. And yeah, I think I'm just going to leave this video as me just showing you how to correctly take them down and basically prep for a wash. So if you want to see the correct way to remove braids, stay tuned, get into the video. Let's walk through some safe ways to remove knotless braids while protecting your natural hair. If you've ever struggled with breakage, tangling, or dryness after taking out your braids, this video is for you. So keep watching. A lot of people don't realize that taking down your braids the wrong way can cause just as much damage as not caring for them while they're installed. So today I'll show you exactly how to remove them the right way, step by step, so your hair stays healthy and strong. One thing I want to stress is that your natural hair is in a delicate state when you remove the braids. Your hair has been tucked away for weeks and sometimes even months, and during this time, shed hairs have built up within the braids. Shed hairs, you say? Most of you guys have not heard of that. It refers to hair that naturally falls out as a part of the normal hair growth cycle, typically between 50 to 100 hairs, sometimes per day. It is a normal process, not necessarily an indicator of hair loss, so don't be too alarmed here. If you do not remove your braids properly, those shed hairs can lead to major tangles, matting, and even breakage. So taking your time is key. Take your time. Take your time. Now, before we start, let's go over the tools I'm using. A fine metal point rat tail comb, which you see me using here. This is super helpful for gently unraveling the braids without pulling and ripping my natural hair. Fingertips, which I'm using now. This is just as important as any tool because it gives me more control and it allows me to feel where my hair ends. This helps prevent unnecessary breakage. And that's the key here, y'all. We want to retain as much hair as we can, you know, because this is a protective style. So we need to make sure we're taking it down the correct way. I'm also using hair grease. I'm applying this directly to my roots, as you see now. And I'm doing this before I take out the braid. It helps soften the new growth and it makes it easier to remove the braid without my hair getting dry, brittle, or tangled, which in return retains length. You could also use a spray bottle with water and conditioner. If you have extremely dry hair, this can help add moisture and prevent breakage while you work through the braids. As you can tell, my hair is still pretty moist, so I didn't need it, but I am giving you guys some alternatives. You will also need scrunchies and clips and/or clips. This can help you section off your hair as you go to keep things neat and prevent unnecessarily tangling. If your hair tends to be a little drier than mine, you can apply grease throughout the entire length of the hair as you're removing the extension, and as your hair starts to peek out, you can go ahead and apply it thin, not just at the roots. You can also use oil or leave-in conditioner instead of grease. These are things that if you already have in your house and you don't have grease, just feel free to pick them up as you go. The goal is to make sure your natural hair stays moisturized throughout the process. Okay, so before I start removing the braids, I have to cut the extensions. Nobody really has braids where you do not have to cut the extension unless maybe you have a rubber band on the end. And it's, you know, who wears rubber bands on the end anymore? It's not the 90s. This part is really important because if you cut too high, you can end up cutting your hair. So let me give you guys some tips on cutting your hair safely. Always cut below where your natural hair is. So take inventory. Most of us know how long our hair is. If you're kind of unsure, always cut lower just to make sure. Use sharp scissors to get a clean cut without frying the braiding hair. Um, I know, guys, my scissors are not the sharpest, but they got the job done. When taking down the braids, I do like to work in sections. You can see I did start around the ear and I jumped over from left to right. And I am starting in the front of my head. Now, I do recommend you start in the front of your head. You could do the whole left section and skip to the right, or you can work from your ear to the middle on both sides like I'm doing. But that is the correct way. You do want to do it that way so that you can keep hair out of your face and you're not damaging the hair that you've already taken down. Now, it's important to remove the braids in the same direction they were installed. This prevents unnecessary tension and helps your hair stay intact. Let me break down the process. I start at the ends and I unravel the hair gently with my fingers. Sometimes I will take the rat tail comb. I am using a metal tip rat tail comb. You can also use a plastic. It just doesn't work as good for me, but if you find that more helpful, feel free to use plastic as well. So I start at the ends and I unravel my hair gently with my fingertips or the rat tail comb. Loosen the braid a little before I go in, like picking up speed. You want to kind of go gently and loosen the braid so you can kind of, get your foot in the door. Please take your time so you can prevent any unnecessary shedding or breakage. Separate any knots with your fingers first and then use the rat tail comb if needed. Discard loose braiding hair immediately to keep your workspace neat. You can see I have a grocery bag on the door, or I'm laying it on the counter and then I'm putting it in the grocery bag. I do not like to just let it roam freely all over the floor, and I don't like to put it in the sink because it could cause buildup within the sink as well. You can tie loose natural hair into a scrunchie after completing each section. Since I was working from my ears to the middle, I just waited until I completed the whole top section and then I tied it on up. You guys will see that in this video. This is so satisfying to just watch the hair. I don't know, y'all. It's something so satisfying about taking your hair down the right way. By no means should you ever use the main side of the comb to comb your hair or detangle your hair. Then during this process, that is very important. So I'll go ahead and move to the back section. Even though we're still in the video on the front section, I'll go ahead and jump to the back section. You want to work from top to bottom to top, excuse me. No. From y'all, I am getting so tongue-tied here. Moving to the back section, you want to work from top to bottom. When I say top, it's going to actually be the middle because we've already completed the whole front section. Carefully in adding my loose hair to the scrunchie as I go. As I remove each braid, I just go ahead and add it on up to the scrunchie. If I haven't added it to the scrunchie yet, it's not in the way. If it is in the way, go ahead and add it to the scrunchie. Grab you some clips because you may need some clips as well. And this is just to keep everything neat and prevents unnecessarily tangling. Now let me give you some tips on some things you should never do. Never rip through knots. Always use your fingers first. Don't rush the process. Impatience can lead to unnecessary shedding and just damage overall. Avoid the regular side of the comb before washing your hair. That main side of the comb we should not be using. And don't leave buildup untreated. It can lead to matting and breakage. So when I say buildup, buildup would normally be closer to the roots where the product was applied. As you can see, I did use the grease to start breaking down some of that buildup. And then I went in with my rat tail comb, not tearing up the patterns. And then I'm just releasing that braid nice, gently, and just getting it on up out of there. Now this video is sped up, so it may look as if I'm working faster than I actually am. And I have been doing this for over 20 years. So I may work a little faster than others just because I know what I'm doing. I'm like a veteran in this space now. One important thing to check as you remove your braids is how moisturized your natural hair feels. If your hair is still soft and hydrated, that's a good sign, like here in the video. But if it's extremely dry, brittle, or breaking off easily, that can mean a few things. So let's get into that. You might need to add, you may not have added enough moisture before getting your braids done or while getting your braids done. So that is something you may want to take inventory on. Next thing is you may not have properly cared for your braids while they were in, like skipping bonnets at night or not applying moisture throughout the week. And some of us that are leaving our hair in for an extended stay, y'all know who y'all are. You really got to go in and do some wash days. You can do wash days with braids. These are big braids, so I would not have done a wash day with these just because. Now, medium to small braids, yes, yes. Now, you could have also kept the braids in for too long. If you notice excessive dryness, take a note on what may have caused this so you can adjust for your next protective style. Because what's the point of wearing a protective style if we are not protecting our hair while we're wearing the style? So that's one thing to note. You do not want to just throw a protective style up and then just go and just like, oh, okay, I'm good. That's not how it works. You still have to take care of your hair during the style. It's just less maintenance and less care than wearing your natural hair out, but you do have to give your hair some love, some care, and some attention. Now, once you do get all the braids removed, the next step is washing your hair. I do highly recommend washing your hair immediately after the removal to get rid of buildup dirt and any old product that may be sitting on the scalp. Let's discuss steps for post takedown care. Detangle before washing. Use a wide tooth comb and a conditioner to remove any loose shedding hair. Now that varies. That does not apply to everyone all the way across the board. Now, when I say detangle, I do mean if you got any knots, you do want to detangle those. Start with your fingers, and then you can go in with a rat tail comb or a wide tooth comb to get that those knots out. Then you should be washing before you actually go in and comb and do any of that other stuff. Clarify your scalp. You can use a sulfate-free shampoo to break down buildup. Make sure you deep condition your hair too. Especially after a long-term protective style, your hair is going to need that. Apply a leave-in conditioner and seal it with oil to lock in moisturizer. And this is the part that some of you like to skip. Trim them ends. Not if needed, is going to be needed. Trim them ends. If you want a separate video on my wash day routine after taking down my braids, let me know in the comments below. I can walk you through how I cleanse, deep condition, and properly detangle my hair after protective styles. Here are a few additional tips that can be useful to you. How long should I keep my braids in? A lot of people ask this question. The general rule is 6 to 8 weeks, but that depends on how well you maintain them. So take inventory for how well you are maintaining them. It also depends on who braided your hair, how well your hair is tucked inside of the braids. Not all braiders tuck hair. That is an important step to remember. If your hair is not really tucked under the extension, it is still exposed and we need to treat it as such. If your braids look frizzy and your new growth is excessive, or you're experiencing inching and buildup, it's time to take them down. I'm going to say that one more time because I feel like it needs to be repeated. If your braids are looking frizzy, your new growth is excessive, or you're experiencing inching and buildup, it's time to take them down. Keeping braids in too long can lead to excessive tangling, matting, or even thinning from extensions on roots. Excuse me, not extensions, from tension on roots. All this is very important factors to factor in with how long you're wearing your hairstyle. How to reduce shedding after braids are removed. Shedding is normal when removing braids, but there are things you can do to minimize it. Be gentle with your hair. Do not yank through tangles. Just don't do it. Use your fingers first, then a rat tail comb for detangling. The metal one works better than the plastic one, in my opinion. If you find the plastic to work better for you, use that as well. Make sure your hair is hydrated before and after taking down your braids. You can eat food rich in biotin and iron for overall hair health. I take iron supplements. I take a daily supplement. When I tell y'all these nails and this hair is flourishing, come on over to the side and get you some supplements, honey. How to tell if your hair is thriving in a protective style. The whole point of protective styling is to help your hair grow and stay healthy. Signs your hair is thriving include less breakage, your ends aren't splitting as much, and you don't see excessive shedding. Those are two really, really good signs. Strong strands, your hair feels more resilient and not weak or brittle. Healthy scalp, no excessive flaking, inching, or irritation. Now take note, since a lot of us braiders, including myself, we do use product on our roots, that could also cause flaking and inching or some irritation. So if you see that coming about, you may want to switch the product that you're using as well. Now, if you notice thin edges or excessive dryness, you may need to switch up your protective style routine. You can start with products. It may be the amount of hair you're using, the type of style you're continuously getting. It's just a multitude of things that could be a factor in that. So you see, we are at the back. We are finishing up. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. Maybe it was something that I didn't cover, or maybe it was something that I did cover that you just were unclear on, you didn't really understand. And I would like to take the time to clarify that down below in the comments for you. This is a time for you to like, subscribe as well. I do appreciate that. It helps my channel grow and it allows me to continue to bring you guys good content as such. Y'all look at the bag. Y'all, that bag is a must-have. I have to show y'all how I'm filling it up as I go, how important it is. You just do not want hair everywhere, especially if you're doing your hair at home like your girl. Okay, so before I get out of here, I'm going to do a quick recap of the most important things to remember. And go ahead and take this time to subscribe if you have not. After I do this recap, I will let the video play out. I thank you guys so much for staying to the end with me. If you're still here, go ahead and drop a heart in the comments so your girl can know you made it on to the end with me. Let's get into the recap. Number one, use a fine point rat tail comb in your fingertips to gently take down each braid. Again, you can use plastic. My go-to is metal. 2, apply hair grease, oil, or leave-in conditioner to soften the hair and make removal easy. I do want to clarify, I'm saying leave-in conditioner, but you can also just apply a regular conditioner if you plan on washing your hair after. 3, cut below where your natural hair ends to avoid accidentally cutting your real hair. Don't be like me. Your girl got a shorts uploaded where we cut their hair, honey. We cut their hair, and I'm like, at this big age, we should not be still cutting hair, but we still cutting hair from time to time. I've actually cut my hair maybe once a year on accident for the last 4 years straight. Seriously, y'all, just removing for a multitude of reasons. Crazy. Okay, number 4, work in sections, excuse me. Starting with the front, tie your loose natural hair away and keep it out of the way at all times. Remember, when you're working in sections, you can do from the ear toward the middle in the front, and then you do from the middle towards the nape in the back. That is the best way to work. 5, never use the regular side of the comb before washing your hair to avoid breakage. I'm going to say that again because that's very important. 5, never use the regular side of a comb before washing your natural hair to avoid breakage. 6, check your hair's moisture levels to see if you need to adjust your hair care routine before your next protective style. That is a very, very important. You need to make sure your hair is moisturized during the protective style process. If it's not, something is preventing your hair from locking moisture or retaining moisture, and you need to get to the bottom of that. 7, wash your hair immediately after removing the braids to cleanse your scalp and refresh your hair. I think that's very important. Sometimes, we may try to get a little quick crinkle and go. Girl, that ain't it. That ain't it. Just wash your hair, and then you can do a quick twist out. I ain't saying it like it's super quick. I know it take a little time, but your hair will thank you for that. Okay, so we do have a few more minutes in this video. I am going to let you guys continue to watch the video. It's just going to be me removing the rest of my braids, and I want you guys to take notes to how much my hair has grown in this last year. I want to contribute it to these protective styles, but I will say I think these supplements are helping and my vitamins are helping. I really, really, really do. So pick you guys up some good vitamins, some good daily vitamins, some iron pills, some magnesium, some vitamin D, whatever you may be needing. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so others can learn how to safely remove their braids too. And let me know in the comments if you want a full wash day routine video, because your girl got you. Thank y'all for watching. It's your girl Riri from Texas. I'm signing out, and I will see you in my next video.